Welcome to The Skin is in Project Pan. This was created by Amanda and Jessica of the PANtastic ladies, and as you can guess by the title, it has to do with panning products that relate to skincare. I took that serious and went from head to toe with this project, so I've got quite a few products to share with you today, including hair care, body care, and skincare. This is update 3, so let's get into it. The only hair care product I have to share with you is one that's been in since the very beginning of this project, and it is the Pureology Hydrate shampoo in the 1 liter size. I've been working away at this pretty consistently. My partner's been working away at it consistently. This is our go-to shampoo. However, I wanted to just switch things up and, try something new, because sometimes when you use the same thing for too long, you get a little bit bored. And so, of course, I bought a 1 liter size to try after this before replacing it probably with this one. Why did I have to buy the huge bottle to just try something new? I probably should have just stuck with a smaller one, but what is done, so we're trying to use this one up so we can use that one up so we can probably go back to this one. When I brought this in January, it was 806 grams. In March, it was 587.3, and in April, it was 513.8, which means I used 73.5 grams this past month for a total of 292.2 this project. I did get 6 more uses, totaling 24, and if this could have waited a day, we would have had another use because today is hair washing day. This poor product has been Frankened so many times over and over and over. It had products with broken pumps added to it. It had products I didn't like added to it. It had the odds and sods and the little leftover on the bottom of the container things added to it. This thing is a trooper. This is my Frankened Castille soap, and unfortunately the pump on this thing is now broken. So as much as this is empty, the product itself is not gone. It is now in these 2 containers here, and hopefully the pump will not break on these ones. So this one I have upstairs as a hand soap, and this one I have downstairs in the shower for a shower soap. I brought this one in January as well at a weight of 709.5 grams. Last month it was 614.4, and this month it is 71.2. So I said for this update, I'm not really sure what we use because they're technically in those 2 containers, but those 2 containers have weight, so I'm not really sure how to judge how much I used this update. However, now that this is empty, it would have been 638.3 grams used altogether. So once those are gone, that's how much we used. I am going to keep track of my usages with those pump products just to see how much more we get out of it. And on that note, I used the Castille soap 163 times last month. That's everything from hand washing to showers and whatnot. And it is now at a total of 194, which I guess I shouldn't be surprised. This thing is huge. My Medicube Zero Pore Pad 2.0 I also brought in January. I thought this was a exfoliating sort of facial pad, and it is. However, it doesn't have a lot of your typical exfoliators like glycolic acid or whatnot. It's a lot of fruit enzymes, and I was not aware of that until I looked into the ingredients the other day. So when this runs out, I'll definitely be replacing it with something more traditional. When I brought this in January, it was 260 grams. In March, it was 202.8, and this past month it is at 160.5, which means we used 42.3 grams this past month for a total of 99.5 grams. I used it 10 times for a total of 25 uses so far, and when I do use this product, I use 1 pad for my face and 1 pad for my neck and décolleté. So technically 10 uses equates to 20 pads. So we're slowly going through this thing, slowly but surely, and as you can see, we actually made some pretty good progress last month. I am disappointed how I handled this next product. This is the Minimalist Vitamin C, E, and Ferulic. I got 6 more uses out of this for a total of 83 uses. I did not weigh this product because technically it's more than 1 bottle. So that total is in regards to a partial bottle and a full bottle, and I wish I would have separated them out. I wish I would have tracked this the partial bottle and then started fresh and tracked the new bottle. So I didn't make that mistake this time around. When I brought in a new bottle, I definitely made it its own line on my spreadsheet. So yeah, not making that mistake anymore. Speaking of which, it's the new bottle of the Minimalist Vitamin C. I only brought this in last month, and when I did, it weighed 75.6 grams. It now weighs 62.7, which means I used 12.9 grams in the first month bringing this into the project, and I got 24 uses out of it. At least when this is empty, we'll have an idea of how much you actually get out of one of these bottles. This product was not full when I brought it in, but it was pretty dang close. So while we won't fully know how much you get out of one of these tubes, we can get a good idea of it. This is my tretinoin. This is a 20-gram tube and the strength of 0.05, which is a little bit strong for me. I usually use the 0.025, and I made a purchasing mistake. So now I'm struggling to get through the higher strength. I've definitely found a system to kind of like make it work, or, you know, make it not peel and not irritate as much. So we're getting through them. I have a few more tubes to go. But with this, when I brought it in back in January, it was 16.6 grams. In March, it was 9.5, and in April, it was 6.4, meaning this past update, I used 3.1 gram of product to empty it, and in total, I got 10.2 grams. So clearly this was quite used when I brought it into the project. That would have been about half used if I got 10 grams of use. However, I did use this 6 times, bringing it to a total of 22 uses. I am bringing in a new bottle of it, but unfortunately I also used that a couple of times. However, I definitely didn't use 10 grams of it. So yeah, I didn't think I had that. I didn't think I used that much of it before bringing it into this project, but clearly I did. Now, a product that I would say is not for me, however, I am quite impressed with it. This is the Skin 1004 Pro Biosica Bakuchial Eye Cream, and this, it was just too lightweight for me. So if you like a lightweight eye cream, you might want to look into this one, especially after what I'm about to tell you. This is a 20 milliliter bottle, so not quite the 1 ounce that you get with like traditional like American or Western kind of eye creams. Usually you get 30 mils, so a little bit smaller. However, I did not weigh this product, and I don't know why, but I got 20 uses out of it last month, bringing it to a total of 169 uses in this tiny little tube. And I'll be honest, I use this all over my face a couple of times. I use this also on my eyes and my lips on a regular basis. So basically 170 uses out of this tiny little thing. I wish I enjoyed this product a bit more than I did, because I don't know, that makes me want to repurchase it. I'm still kicking myself, like, why didn't I weigh things? Like, I wonder what my thought process was back then, but only moving forward can we do better. I brought this product in not at the beginning of the project, but just shortly after, back in, oh, I should tell you what it is. It's the Skin 1004 Poromizing Fresh Ampule. This thing is huge. For a serum, it is 100 milliliters and is 3.38 fluid ounces, like huge, huge. When I brought this into the project in February, it was 235.1 gram. In March, it was 215.1, and in April, it was 184.2, meaning this update, I got 30.9 grams of it, and altogether, I have used 50.9. I have used this product 51 times this past month for a total of 81 uses, and we're now finally about halfway with this. So if things keep going how they're going, we're gonna get about 160 uses out of this product too. I'm starting to think I need to look more into Skin 1004. My box of the Pyongking Yule 1/3 cotton rounds is officially empty, but before we get all excited, the product itself is not gone. I officially used up the remaining ones that were in here to make more of my little toner pads. However, there's not that many left in there, so we don't have much left to go. Similar to the Medicube pads, when I use those, I use 2 at a time. So if I say I got 1 use out of it, 1 use equates to 2 pads. Because I would typically kind of put them under my eye and a little bit on my cheek, usually to help with like windburn or whatnot, because it's been cold here, and so when I go to the dog park and I come home, my cheeks are always like so tight and irritated. So I would use 1 on each side and equate to it to 1 use. When I brought this product in February, it was 28.4 grams. In March, it was 26.5. In April, it was 18.5, meaning this update, we got 8 grams. Uh-oh, lunchtime. This update, we got 8 grams of use, and overall we got 9.9. And we did get 24 uses out of it for a total of 37. So you can tell the weather has not been kind because I was using those on a regular basis this past month. A product I really enjoyed to the point that I actually went and bought the full size of it. This is Access Wise New Skin Resolution Gel Mask. I was looking for something when I'm in the shower that I can just kind of throw on as a quick, like, maybe 5 at most 10-minute mask just to keep my skin from feeling like it's drying out in the shower. And this worked great. Like, if you got a little bit of water on it, it didn't thin out and like run. It actually like stuck in place where it was, and that really impressed me. Plus it helped with immediately calms and brightens skin to alleviate irritation. And that's kind of like with this past winter, like I said, like my cheeks like feeling tight and unhappy. This is exactly what I was looking for. I brought this into the project back in February at a weight of 60.9. It was brand new at the time. In March, I got 37.1. Hi, Huckle. And in April, it was 11.6, meaning this update, we got 25.5 grams out of it, and in total, we were able to use 49.3 grams. I did get 6 more uses for a total of 16 uses, and I'm happy when I replaced this, I bought the big size. I am currently working my way through the Pretty Skin 2% NMN plus PDRN Biotox Serum. I have no thoughts of this. I find it's one of those like very forgettable kind of serums. I do believe I got this in the advent calendar, so fun to try, but nothing I have literally nothing to rave about. It spreads nice. Anyways, when I brought this into the project last month, it was 100.9 grams. This month it is 72.5 grams, meaning we got 28.4 grams of it this past month, and I was able to get 35 uses out of it. Now on to products that I'm bringing into this project. Because I used 4 of them up, it only makes sense to bring in 7. I think I have 7 products here, so go big or go home, right? And they're not all skincare. There's actually 3 body care and 4 skincare products. So starting with the body care, this is going to be Frankened. The next time you see it, it will be bright blue. However, right now it's just the Costa Baja Hyaluronic Acid Serum. I do have some powdered peptides coming in the mail, and so I was gonna try and make my own hyaluronic acid copper peptide serum. So this will look different the next time you see it, and if it does weigh any different from what I'm about to tell you now, I will update you next update. But I am bringing this in for 280 grams right on the dot. A product that is a little bit over half full right now. This is my Melao 40% Urea Cream. I bought this to use on my KP to see how it would work, and I just been using it on my feet. There's nothing wrong with using it on your body, just for whatever reason I got in the habit of putting like the rollerball essential oil on my feet, and then I was using this. So I don't know how it works on KP because I still haven't done it yet, but works fine on feet. However, I do prefer my Eucerin over this one. I am bringing this one into the project at 110 grams on the dot. That's the second one on the dot. This next product kind of just looks like a little DIY, but I promise you it's not. It's actually 4 of my Coppertone Sport sunscreens all cut open and scraped out. These are what I used back in January/February when I went on a trip, and I was like, let me see if I can cut them open and get every last little bit of it out. So those 4 bottles actually equated to this thing right here, which is quite a lot of product. So I am bringing this in. I don't know if I needed to weigh it because it's not technically in its original packaging, but you know, I'm not making that mistake again. I would rather weigh things and not need it than not weigh them and then wish I would have in the end. So this is coming in at 100 grams on the dot. That's crazy. All 3 products on the dot so far. On to skincare. For a brand new product, so we can see how many uses we get out of it, this is the Numbuzzin No. 9 NAD Plus Bio Lifting Sil Essence. This I am bringing in at 110 grams on the dot, which is really weird. And the other thing I found strange about this is that it's got some measurings on the side here to tell you, like, oh, you're at 0 grams, oh, you're at 25 grams, oh, you're at 50 grams. Like, it measures it as it goes for you. Like, it's an airless pump, so it goes on the way up. But at 0 is the bottom of the plastic piece that pushes everything up. So the product doesn't actually start until the 5 milliliter mark. So are you trying to tell me that you're ripping me off 45 mils, or does this just Or is this like cutesy thing that doesn't actually equate to anything? It makes me question it. I alluded to it earlier that I was bringing in a new tube of tretinoin. Unfortunately, this one has been used, so again, we're not going to know a full bottle of it, but unlike the one that I thought was fairly new when I brought it in last time, I did not use 10 grams of this one yet. I am at this line here. I think I've used it, actually, no, I don't have a thing. I was gonna be like, oh, I should have markings to tell me how many times I used it, but not yet, because it's not in a project yet. So I think I used this at most a handful of 5 times, but again, it's just not brand new, but at least we're getting closer to knowing how much you actually get out of a full tube. I am bringing this in for 23.1 grams. To replace my Access Y in shower mask, I am currently working on the Beauty of Joseon Ground Rice and Honey Glow Mask. And this one, kind of similar to the Access Y one, doesn't run in the shower. If it gets a little bit wet, it doesn't thin out and move, it stays in place. My only qualm with this one is that if my skin is irritated, it irritates it further. So that's the only problem I have with this one, and probably the reason I wouldn't repurchase it. However, it feels nice on the skin, it rinses away effortlessly. If you like ground rice and honey, I would say look into it. If you have irritated skin, I would be a little bit cautious, but that's really all I have to say about this one, is that it's nice, just unfortunately it's not meant for my sometimes unhappy skin. I am bringing this one in at 219.9 grams. And the last product, which I absolutely love, I use this with my tretinoin to help kind of reduce the peeling in the winter time. This saved my skin on days that I got like windburn, or even like if I needed to go out, I would put it under my eyes, and it protected me so well. Like, I don't know why I bought this product, but I'm so happy I did. I'll be definitely purchasing a brand new bottle. Actually, I think I already have. And then I'll be making sure I have one for next winter. Like, I love this product. It is the Round Lab Birch Juice Moisturizing Wash Off Pack. I don't treat it as a wash off pack, I treat it as a leave-on product. So absolutely love this. Would recommend if you have dry skin, irritated skin, if you live in cold climates that you need protection, definitely look into this one, because I love it. But just because I love it doesn't mean you will, but like, I have to tell you to at least look at it. That's how good it is. Like, I love it. And this we're bringing in for 54 grams on the dot, another one, and we're roughly about here. So unfortunately, I'm getting to the bottom of it, but like I said, I'm pretty sure I ordered a new bottle of this. So that is everything. Those are my 4 empties, my 7 roll-ins, and then the updates on the rest of the products. I hope wherever you are that things are going well. The weather turned bad here. We got more snow. It's super windy. So I hope wherever you are, it's treating you nicer than it's treating us right now. But double-digit warm climates are coming at the end of the week for us, so we just gotta hang in there for me. So until then, thank you for watching this video, and I hope the day treats you well. Bye.